All right, it's time to go over our top 10 quarterbacks for week 3. And with all the injuries we are seeing in the NFL right now, it is more important as ever to be watching some ranking videos to make sure you're putting the right people on the field. People are missing some good missing pieces, and that could be the difference between a winning week and a losing week. Coming here at number 10, we're talking about Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow taking on these Commanders. I'm telling you, it's now or never for these guys, right? We have to see what the Bengals are made of. Yes, I know they don't have T. Higgins, and Jermaine Burton's pretty much an afterthought at this point because he's just not getting the targets, not getting the workload, not getting the playing time that I thought he was going to get. But Joe Burrow's a decent quarterback. I'm telling you, he should be an elite quarterback at this point, but I'm having to say he's a decent quarterback. Got him here at number 10. He can get the job done with Jamar Chase and do the things. I mean, just look at what he's going right now against the Commanders defense, ranked 32nd against opposing quarterbacks. You know, if there's every week for Burrow to shine, it would be this week against a defense that's absolutely cockadoodle. The Commanders can't stop anybody. And we saw that when they were pretty much depleting their entire defense, we knew they were going to struggle anyway. And with Jaden Daniels on the opposite side, he's still learning as well. Commanders have a long way to go, and I think that's going to help out with Joe Burrow and the Bengals to really right the ship and get back on their elite level. They're out here supposed to be competing for an AFC Championship game, and they're almost a laughingstock at this point. They need to be able to pick up this tempo and put out some fantasy points like we're all expected to see. We should be seeing Joe Burrow light up the whole fantasy world. We should be seeing Jamar Chase lighten up the fantasy world, and we're just not seeing it. And it's really frustrating sometimes when Joe Burrow's really not doing what we all know that he can do, right? So that's the frustrating part. Coming here at number 9, we're going to talk about Derek Carr. Probably the first time he's ever been in my top 10 in rankings, but we have to just call a spade at this point. The Saints offense is firing on all cylinders. They are exploding right now, and Derek Carr's finishing as a top 6 fantasy quarterback in week 1 and week 2. So look, it's not far-fetched to put him in my top 10 going against a team that against the Eagles. They're going to be going back and forth. This should be a really good test for the Saints and Derek Carr. As of right now, the Philadelphia Eagles, they rank 22nd against opposing quarterbacks, right? We have to ask the question to ourselves, can this offense continue to strive the way that they're doing? Can they keep on competing this way? Because if they go in there, we knew they were going to beat Carolina. Then they go in there and absolutely shellac the Cowboys, who does have a good defense. Now they're coming in here against an offense and a defense who's really good in Philadelphia. And yes, they probably going to be without A.J. Brown, but man, if they go in there and they put a shellacking on the Eagles, I'm telling you, I think the Saints are going to be putting a stamp saying, hey, we belong. And Derek Carr says, I am the quarterback that everybody thought that I could have been, and not this cockadoodle quarterback you saw me over there with the Raiders in the first year with the Saints. No, I am elite. I am here, and Derek Carr is trying to show us that he can do it. We'll have to see. We'll wait and see. But I had to put him here at number 9 because for Fantasy World, he's actually put up some pretty good numbers for you. So I like it. I like it a lot. Let's go in here at number 8. We're talking about Jared Goff, another quarterback that can put up some numbers in a hurry, right? Taking on this Cardinals team right now that currently ranks 28th against opposing quarterbacks. This could be a shootout, back and forth, right? I do expect the Lions to win this game as they have the much better defense. But against a Cardinals team that is starting to click on all cylinders with Kyler Murray and Marvin Harrison Jr., we could see a little bit of a back and forth type of battle here, which would bode well for Jared Goff and his weapon, Amon-Ra St. Brown. So I'm really looking forward to doing that. If you have Jared Goff as your quarterback, you probably went super late quarterback. That means you have some studs, and hopefully Jared Goff can kind of put up some numbers for you. That way you can get yourself a win this week. Coming here at number 7, we're going over Anthony Richardson. I had to pump my brakes a little bit on Anthony Richardson. Yes, I do have him as my number 2 quarterback to finish the season. I've had him in my rankings a long time, but I've had to drop him here at number 7 right now. He's just not providing the passing that I want him to provide. And if he's not having an amazing rushing game, well, then he's probably not going to have a good game for you overall. He's just making some throws. It's really questionable as far as interceptions or balls that should have been intercepted as well. So his stat line could be a lot worse than what you see last week in general. But I think he could right the ship this week against a rookie quarterback in Caleb Williams and the Bears, because they're not doing too well on offense themselves. And that should give a lot of opportunity for Anthony Richardson to really prove that he belongs as an elite quarterback in the NFL. Again, like I was saying here, they're taking on a Bears defense right now that currently ranks 8th against opposing quarterbacks. Richardson needs to improve his pass attack. That's the note that I put down there because I think that is true. He's got to provide some passing ability. And I'm talking not 300 yards, but he's got to give us 225, right? At least like 225 a week with that rushing upside. That's going to make him an elite quarterback, right? So, but Anthony Richardson can get the job done. We saw his rushing ability. He can get it done. He's a big man to tackle. So when he gets kind of rolling downhill, he can get you plenty of fantasy points. But again, I've got to see this pass attack. I want to see Adonai Mitchell come in there. He's an elite prospect at the wide receiver position, not really able to secure these balls. He's dropping too many passes. He needs to get on the same page with Anthony Richardson. And if he does, this offense could click on all cylinders. Maybe they're just waiting on Josh Downs to get back from healthy before they fire it up. I don't know. Who knows? But coming here at number 6, we're talking about Jalen Hurts. Now, I had to drop him out of my top 5 because he's going against a Saints defense. That's a stud defense, right? Let's see, they're holding for everybody under 20 points. Nobody scored over 19 points really on the Saints defense, and the offense are scoring over 40 points a game. So the Eagles need to come in playing their A game. They kind of lost the game against the Falcons last week that they shouldn't have lost. Kind of at the last minute thing, they kind of let their guard down. So they're going to come in playing a lot of high tempo. Yes, they don't have A.J. Brown. They won't have him for this week again. He's got a hamstring injury, going to miss multiple weeks. But I think Jalen Hurts is taking it more on himself. He's running the ball a lot more. He's giving it to Saquon Barkley. They're doing really good, but they're taking on the Saints defense right now that currently ranks 13th against opposing quarterbacks. Right? It should be another hard battle this week. You know, last week they were kind of in a little tussle with the Falcons. This week they're going to be really into a tussle with the New Orleans Saints, who I believe is a for real team this year, and they're going to see. We're going to see who wins out of this. Jalen Hurts, I still think he is a good quarterback and a good fantasy quarterback. Just going against a tough Saints defense, it could be tough sledding for Jalen Hurts this week. So we were along into my top 5. At number 5, we're going CJ Stroud. Again, somebody who has a ton of weapons, and we saw just last week what he could do with Nico Collins as he went 8 catches with 135 yards and a tutty. So he went crazy, absolutely crazy. He still got Stephon Diggs. He still got Tank Dell. He still got Joe Mixon in the backfield, who did get hurt but ended up coming back into the game. So he should be fine. We'll see if it's a high ankle sprain. Maybe Joe Mixon does miss. We don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But right now, CJ Stroud's taking on a Vikings defense that currently ranks 4th against opposing quarterbacks. It's a tough test this week against a proven secondary. Yes, they had the Giants in the week 1, but the Vikings ended up having a decent matchup last week, and they were able to hold their own. So coming in here again this week against CJ Stroud and this offensive weapons, it's going to be something to see about. Do the Vikings hold up and become a team that we all thought couldn't be possible with Sam Darnold at quarterback and start 3-0? We just have to wait and see. Look, I'm excited for football. You know, we're in week 3 and we have so many storylines just based on injuries and people, you know, Cinderella type of teams. It's going to be a lot of fun, guys. So move right along here at number 4. We're going Patrick Mahomes and a team that's really not utilizing Travis Kelce that much. Like, what is going on right now? They lost Hollywood Brown pretty much for the entire season. He may be back for the playoffs. Xavier Worthy looks like he's a pretty good wide receiver. We know what Rashee Rice can do. As long as he doesn't serve this suspension this year, he is a stud this year. Who knows? What happened to Travis Kelce? Are they too worried about Taylor Swift at this point? He needs to get his head into the game and play some football. The Chiefs, they're taking on the Falcons right now, who ranks currently 27th against opposing quarterbacks. You know, does he involve Kelce this week is the storyline that I put out there for him. We saw week 1 and week 2, he's throwing to other tight ends like Noah Gray or just other players and not Travis Kelce. Kelce has yet to play a good game in the season. That's week 3. What is going on? This week needs to be the week that they right the ship, go out there, play some good football, involve Kelce, involve Rice, and go get the win. I think Patrick Mahomes, a stud in all formats. You got to get him into your lineups. Coming in at number 3, I'm going Kyler Murray. We saw what he can do when he finally links up with Marvin Harrison Jr. This squad can be absolutely electric. And don't forget about Trey McBride at the tight end position. I think that Marvin Harrison is getting so much love and spotlight right now. Some people may be forgetting about Trey McBride. He's elite as well, guys. You see the Cardinals this week going up against the Lions that ranks 24th against opposing quarterbacks. And it should be a back and forth type of game, right? So it's going to be up to Kyler Murray in this offense to keep putting up these points. The Lions defense is way better than the Cardinals defense. So yes, while Jared Goff and company is going to be coming back at them, Kyler Murray and company needs to be going right back to the Lions. I think that that's going to happen. Could be a lot of fantasy points in this game. So I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a really nice, exciting game. So coming here at number 2, we're going over Lamar Jackson. And let's face it, man. Let's just face it. It's disappointing. This is a disappointing offense to watch. I thought with Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, these guys are AFC championship contenders and maybe even favorites. But right now they're 0-2. They haven't won a game yet, and I don't know what's the deal. Are they not getting Derrick Henry involved enough? Is the offensive line not holding it up? What is going on with this team? And now they're going against a Cowboys defense who were just shellacked last week against the Saints. So the Ravens need to show, hey, look, we can provide some offense here and be fantasy relevant and just be a good team in the NFL. Taking on a Cowboys defense right now that currently ranks 23rd against opposing quarterbacks. The question I got for them is, can they rebound and grab a win? This 0-2 start is, again, not something that anyone saw, right? And fantasy relevance needs to be the key with Lamar Jackson. He's so electric with his feet. He can make so many things possible for you and your fantasy team, but they need to get the win. They have to get the win. I think they can do that to go up to the Cowboys and smack the Cowboys yet again to have 2 losses in a row. And I think that Ravens finally get a win here in week 3. But coming in here at number 1, he's been number 1 every game this year for me. That's Josh Allen, a quarterback that continues to go out there and actually show why he is so elite. He lost all these weapons, to Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis, and yet it doesn't matter. He's going out there running with his legs, using some targets, and he's getting the thing done. A lot of Khalil Shakir last week as well. I just like Josh Allen this week going against a Jaguars defense that ranks 21st against opposing quarterbacks. Allen should have his way against a very opportunistic defense in the Jaguars. These guys aren't able to stop anything. So I think Josh Allen's going to be able to go out there, run the ball, throw the ball all over the field, and have plenty of fantasy points for you. I think he's going to be an absolute elite option in fantasy football in week 3. He's clearly my number 1 quarterback on the board, guys. But make sure you guys hit the like button, hit a subscribe button. We are pumping out videos each and every week, almost daily at this point, to help you set the best lineup possible, guys. My goal is for everyone on this channel at the Bayou Bengal Fantasy Network to win a championship. Guys, leave a comment down below. What do you guys think of Derek Carr being in my top 10? I'm curious of what you guys think, and I can't wait to see you guys on the next video. We'll see you guys next time.